Hello, I have decided to jump on the trend of providing you with a non exhaustive list of things that are objectively worse than being cheated on.
What is worse than cheating? What is worse than cheating? When your partner or your husband is cheating on you, what is worse than that? We need to have this conversation because most of the time people feel like cheating is the worst. Like if you cheat on me, I'm out of here. And that is why most of the time, if a woman is about to leave a relationship or marriage, and people are asking that, is it beating you? You say no. Is it cheating on you? You say no. And they're like, so why are you leaving? It's not beating you. It's not cheating on you. Is it providing? You say yes. And they be like, why are you leaving him? Why are you leaving him? What can be worse than cheating? It's somebody that is not beating you and that is not cheating on you. He's a good man. He's a good man. I think you hear that a lot, right? So what can be worse than cheating? I have interesting videos to share with you where women are speaking out on things that are worse than cheating. I'd like to know your own thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you at the end of the videos.
Hello, I have decided to jump on the trend of providing you with a non exhaustive list of things that are objectively worse than being cheated on. Now, when I first sat down to write this list, I was going to use references from random things in my brain, TikTok. The list I've compiled are actually things that I've seen with my own two pupils working in family law. All right. So hopefully y'all can get some sense about yourselves and realize that no, cheating is not as bad as it gets. It could get much worse, and you should know that before you start dating or continue to date men. On to the list. Having the police come to your door to arrest your husband for child pornography. Finding out your husband has been lying to you about his career for over 30 years and has successfully swindled several other wives before you. We'll continue. Finding out that your husband has several children before and during your relationship that he's hiding and not caring for. A man that becomes physically abusive only after the kids are born and is only physically abusive to the kids to emotionally harm you. A man getting you pregnant behind his wife's back only to put himself on child support and then take you back to court to lower the child support because he has had more kids with his wife and other women. You in front of your children. Essaying and you in front of your children. Having his new girlfriend harass and bully you online. Because you won't let him see your kid. Okay. The last one for today. Taking your child out of the state and never bringing them back. I hope this helps. Hey girl, welcome back to part 2 of my non-existent list of things that are way worse than being cheated on. Now, a few things before we get into the actual items on part 2. Some housekeeping. I've gotten a couple of comments stating that a lot of these already involve cheating. So I reviewed the first list and only 2 of them out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 2 out of the 9 involve infidelity. Also on that, y'all need to learn the difference between infidelity and dishonesty and deception. They can be used depending on the facts interchangeably, but not all deception is infidelity. Y'all got to connect those dots. Now, on to part 2. Now, I also saw that I overwhelmed y'all. I gave y'all too much dip on the chip. So today we're going to go through 3 only. Now, when I sat down, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. I have 16 more things to go. So we're going to pace ourselves. So let's just, no time to waste. Let's hop, back into the list. Number 1, this is for your wealthy men. Makes you a stay-at-home mom, abuses you. Then when you leave, they file child abuse charges and a restraining order against you, and then refuses to agree to allow you to see the children. Moving on. Forces you in a car and drives around for hours, refusing to let you out or to give you back your cell phone. All right. And the last one for today, we're going to keep it light. Isolating you from your family and friends. You see how none of that had to do with infidelity? Go with God, ladies.
There was a divorce lawyer on this app that said there are some things that are worse than cheating, in an off comment. And then people in the comments were like, what's worse than cheating? What could be worse than cheating? So I'm going to list all the things that if you found out your husband was doing would be 100% worse than cheating. You borrow your husband's phone to go search something on Google. You open up Safari and find out that he is in a pedophile support group. He somehow got access to your savings that were somehow totaling to $300,000 and gambled them all away in sports bets. Found out he is in a Telegram group chat for people interested in bestiality. You come home early from a holiday and you walk into the house and find out that he set up the entire house like a children's playroom, that he's walking around in a diaper. You ask him if he's doing it with anyone else. He says no, he just likes to shit himself by himself. After losing 40 kg, you thought you were dealing with another health issue because you have unexplainable weight gain, just to find out that your husband has been putting those excessive calorie powders in your food because his words, he liked you more when you were bigger. After 3 unexpected pregnancies, but you just thought the drugs weren't working, you find out that your husband, at the time of your first child was your boyfriend, has been switching out your birth control pills for sugar pills and has been plotting to get you pregnant and also encouraged you to leave your high-paying career to take care of the kids, and now you are completely financially reliant on this man. Those are just some things I can name off the top of my head that I think would be worse than being cheated on. I'm sure there's more things. If you have any more ideas, leave them in the comments or don't.
I don't know, sister. I think it might be some things that are like worse than cheating in my eyes. Because I used to have a guy friend. Our whole relationship is why I don't do guy friends anymore. Nonetheless, he and I were never anything but friend. It never got past that, I promise. But one day he told me like, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend hates you." And I'm like, what she hate me for? What did he say F50 for? But for real, why she hate me? And he's like, yeah, she hates you. She stalks your Instagram. She checks your Instagram once a week. She watches you from a fake page. She be watching your stories. She stalks your Facebook, everything. Why would you tell me that? Why? Do you know how embarrassing that is? Like, if I'm the girlfriend and my man is telling the girl that I hate that I watch her from a fake page, do you know how embarrassing that I would crawl into a hole? You hate me. You have to hate me. And I don't throw that term around loosely. I'm not the type of person that's just like, oh, if he does this, he hates you. But this, you have to hate me. Because there's no way that you would go sit up in her face and tell her that I watch her from a fake page. Do you know how disrespectful that is? Like, at this point, whether you slept with her or not, you might as well go ahead and do it now. Just do it. Just do it.
With a non-exhaustive list of things that are objectively worse than being cheated on.
I feel like this list is for those people who are on the guy's side who, because he found out that his wife was having an illicit affair, even though they were broken up, they were not together. They were living together, but they were already separated because he was facing years in prison for fraud and I think embezzlement, some stuff like that. And he says that he did not murder her. He just dismantled her and discarded of her while his 2 young children were in the home. Okay? And Googled it. He Googled how to do all of this. There are worse things than being cheated on. So many worse things. But not only that, I just want to remind you that women get cheated on every day, and don't go out and murder people. So like, let's not murder your wife. Just leave.
having the police come to your door to arrest your husband for child pornography.
Quick story time. So I remember I had a soldier come to me bawling in tears because she had saw on her Ring camera that the GBI came to pick up her husband for CP charges. Like, she saw that he was picked up. Her roommate had, like, she called their roommate and it was like, yeah, they read the charges or whatever when they were arresting him or whatever, and it was CP stuff, right? So I remember rushing to her aid, like, oh my gosh, here are these resources that you need to divorce him. I'm like they didn't have any kids, but I'm thinking like, oh yeah, like, girl, it's too easy. We're gonna get you squared away so you could, it's nothing to it but to divorce it, right? And I remember I had her in the lobby, and after I got all that information, I came back to her and I gave it to her, and she was like, why would I divorce him?
What is worse than cheating? Let me know your thought in the comment section. For me, something that can be worse than cheating is emotional manipulation. When they manipulate you and make you feel like you're going crazy. You see that part? You're the only one going crazy. And they kind of gaslight. I feel like gaslighting too is part of it. They manipulate you emotionally. They gaslight you, making you feel like you don't know what you're doing. You're crazy. Mind you, to other people, you are the one that is crazy. When they manipulate you and gaslight you to a point, you start acting like and people are looking at you as if, what is wrong with you? You are the problem, but you are not the problem, and you cannot even. That is worse than cheating, because this man, they can make you look as if you are losing your mind. You see that part? That is worse than cheating. Trust me. I know we're talking about what is worse than cheating, but let's talk about the cheating itself. Yes, cheating can be very painful. It is very painful when you get cheated on and you find out. It is very, very, very heartbreaking. So, another thing that can actually be painful is the type of cheating. If they cheat on you on somebody that worse pain, like the person, that you're close to the person, it hurts you more than somebody you do not know. If they cheat on you when you're sick, or when you're grieving, or when you're pregnant, or like when you need them the most and they cheat on you during that period, it's painful. Like, it's worse than cheating. Like, I just feel like that is betrayal. Another thing is embarrassing you in public. Humiliation. When they start embarrassing or talking to you anyhow, even when you're not there. There's another thing when you're there. There's another thing when you're not there. When these men come together and say about their wives, and don't say anything good about their wives, all they do is, oh my wife, my wife is this. It's worse than cheating. It's worse than cheating. Because most of the time these men feel like, oh, I'm not cheating on you, I'm not abusing you. Because I'm not actually going to talk about physical abuse, because most people feel like, okay, physical abuse is worse than cheating. We're not going to talk about physical abuse as well, because most of the time people feel like if the man is not abusing you physically, not even emotionally or mentally, physical abuse, that there's no bruises on your body, he's not cheating on you. He's a good man. That is what people consider as good men. That's what people see as, when they say, oh, I married a good man, my man has never cheated on me since, so he's a good man. There are a lot of things that are worse than being cheated on. Like, so many things. Like, when you see some relationship get dissolved, some marriage, people are divorcing and all of that, most of the time it is not, it might even be a lie. A lie. Some of the lie can maybe be a white lie. They'd be like, oh, it's just a small lie that would destroy the relationship. It can even be lies. Like, you're a liar. Is worse than cheating. Being a liar is worse than cheating. You're not being truthful. Yeah, is worse than being cheated on. You guys, what is your take on this video? What do you think is worse than cheating? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Maria David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.